Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we wanted to talk about some of the new features of the firmware update of the new operating server Addis. The first major difference you will notice is a reshuffle of the selection menu. This reshuffle has been done to accommodate easier access to features you will likely use the most. Let's talk about the changes to the preference menu, which is the third selection that can be made. The preference menu is where a user can customize what features are active. In the Addis update, there are two new features a user can choose to turn on and off. But in the interest of clarity, let me run through all the selections that can be made. To open the preference menu, you will need to push the center play button once you have scrolled to Preferences. The first selection we have is operating in level or DTR. It should be noted that Link is designed to always be run in DTR. If not selected, please push the plus button. When doing so, you should see a confirmation that this mode has been activated. To move to the next option, you will need to push the far right menu button. The next selection is if you want your Link to remember the DTR logged first crack of the previous roast or have the unit reset back to factory default after each batch. For this feature, it's recommended that it be set to reset when roasting several coffees that are different or not the same lot. When roasting the same coffee more than once and not wanting to log DTR every time, you can turn this feature on to keep. Doing so now means that when you load a profile and log the first crack, it will remember that point of the first crack. When you load your next batch, it will use that new reference point to mimic the same roast parameters as the last roast in full automation without the user needing to do anything but load coffee and push play to start the roast. Note this new reference point with Be Reset anytime a new profile is selected. To move to the next option, you will need to push the far right menu button again. The next option that pops up is the Fan Adjust. This is a new feature that has been designed to allow the species and screen size inputs included in the Addis update. The ability to adjust the roaster fan to a specific setting for the coffee you are roasting. This new setting will be for only that batch of coffee and will reset back to the original setting of your altitude trim once the roast is complete. If you have selected to turn on Advanced Arabica or all species modes in your Link app, it is recommended this setting is turned on so that you can utilize the recommendations and see the benefits in your roasts. If using the app without these modes activated, then it is best this feature is turned off so that you don't adjust the fan incorrectly without having the proper guidance leading to poor roast quality or damage to the coffee. The next option you have is also a new addition to the Addis update. This selection is a preference that will allow the user to be asked if they want to adjust the development % setting before the roast starts. If wanting to see this prompt, the user would turn it on by pushing the plus button. If wanting to get straight to roasting, you can turn this feature off by pushing the minus button. Note if you have the heirloom cupping option turned on in your Link app, it's recommended that this is turned on to be able to utilize that feature. Moving on. The second last option that you will see is roast logging. If a user uses the Link Studio to see the live roast curve and collect and save the roast logs to be stored on the unit memory, you will need to have this preference turned on by pushing the plus button. If the user never connects to the computer when roasting and does not empty the log memory frequently, it is recommended that they turn this feature off by pushing the minus button. Let's move to the last preference option. This is what temperature value you want the unit to display. For Fahrenheit, push the plus button. For Celsius, push the minus button. When done setting up the preferences to your liking, push the far right menu button one last time to be returned to the main screen. And that's a wrap. Stay tuned for more videos explaining the details of the Addis update. As always, happy roasting!